Welcome to the Continental Wrestling Federation. This week, we'll see the new CWF Heavyweight Champion, Dr. Tom Pritchard. Also, Johnny and Davey Rich. Willie B. Hurt. And a newcomer to the CWF, managed by Mr. Martin, Mr. Chono. Also, footage from the road to Birmingham, so stay with us. Now, here's your host, Charlie Platt.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome again to the Continental Wrestling Federation, coming to you from the Montgomery Civic Center in Montgomery, Alabama. What a lineup coming your way in the next hour. And out on the beginning of today's program, certainly a familiar competitor here in the CWF. He is the one and only Bullet. And recently, in the last few weeks, my man, you have been faced with a world of problems.
That's right. I have been faced with some problems. The Dirty White Boy, Tony Anthony, and Mr. Perfect Jerry Stubbs. Every time I turn around, they're jumping me from behind. But I got something on the way for them, Charlie.
Before we talk any further in this situation, I want to go back and let the fans at home see a little bit of videotape and what happened in a match last week on the CWF. And let's go to that videotape right now.
Well, they give Johnny a little time to recover, and they're all four in the ring right now.
White Boy goes out on the floor. There's that. Look what's coming in.
Uh-oh. That's wrestling.
There you see the object being brought in. 3 count.
Well, I told you about Kim. He's got the third party out of the ring.
And that certainly turns the tide in this match.
Well, they got the win. That's wrestling.
Yes, it is. Like it or not.
That's the reason we're champions, Charlie.
That could be taken in a number of ways. Dirty White Girl certainly won that match for him. Now they're not satisfied. They're going after Johnny Rich, and he is fighting away with all his might. Davey all but out over there and is helpless as far as this. Randy Anderson takes a hard blow.
Well, the referee's down.
What's this?
Wait a minute.
What's this?
Here's a bullet. Here's a bullet.
Now Bullet hits the ring. Bullet going after both. White Boy and Stubbs. Chops flying everywhere. Again a chop. Another chop. The Bullet. And he has a score to settle with these two.
They shoot him in.
Whoa! What was that?
That was a double DDT. I've never seen it before in my life. A double DDT.
A double DDT by the Bullet. That's just one of the reasons double teaming things don't always pay off the way they think they will.
They've sworn to get the Bullet. And a lot of people have done that, but I know that I'm no match for 2 of them, Charlie. One of them I can handle all right, but 2 of them I can't. So I've called for reinforcements, and I've asked for my good buddy Brad Armstrong, who is in the air as we speak. He'd be here right now, Charlie, but he had a cancellation of a flight in Miami, Florida. So before this hour is over, baby, Brad Armstrong will be right here with the Bullet, and where you see one, you'll see the other.
All right, there you have the Bullet talking about the invitation sent to Brad Armstrong, a very good friend. And we'll be ready to get in the ring momentarily with some great action on the... Who are you? Wait a minute. What? Somebody coming out to ringside. Can't get a look at who now, familiar face, Tony Anthony, but Dirty White Boy coming out trying to disguise himself, and he did sneak up on the backside of the Bullet. Now Mr. Perfect Jerry Stubbs comes into the ring, and they're all now the Dirty White Girl, Mystic in the ring, and all 3 are going after the Bullet. Oh, look at that shoulder breaker by Tony Anthony with the help of Mr. Perfect Jerry Stubbs, and the Dirty White Girl just standing up watching this whole situation unfold. The Dirty White Boy, Tony Anthony, Mr. Perfect Jerry Stubbs going after that left shoulder and up in the neck area of the Bullet. Now coming to the rescue, we see the Rich cousins, Johnny and Davey, and our ring official, Randy Anderson.
Hey, there's your Armstrong right there. But Brad didn't get here in time, did he? It looked like the reinforcements got here in time, did they, Charlie Platt? That's the end of the Bullet.
Disgusting situation there. You hear the comments of Dirty White Boy, Tony Anthony, Mr. Perfect Jerry Stubbs thinking they've really pulled one off here, and certainly It looks like they have injured the left shoulder or left arm of the Bullet, possibly all the way up into the neck area. He is certainly not moving that arm and shoulder at this particular moment. Johnny Rich and Davey Rich assisting the Bullet in the ring. We need to get him out, and certainly in the back they need to be calling for some paramedics, because Johnny Rich said certainly this is something to be concerned about as he looked over at us just a moment ago. And as they get the Bullet out of the ring, let's hope that they have help on the way in the dressing room. And we'll be back with more of the Continental Wrestling Federation after you watch this.
The Continental Wrestling Federation, starting October the 29th, Kingsport, Tennessee, the Sullivan South High School at 8 o'clock. Thursday, October 27th, Clark.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Houston, Texas, the Continental Wrestling Federation heavyweight champion, the Dr. Tom Pritchard. Tom Pritchard moving out against the Invader. Joining me at ringside for the commentary on this match and others is Dirty Dutch Mantell. Dutch, what's the situation with the Bullet?
Well, I was a little late getting out here. When I was coming through the door, they were trying to get some paramedics or some medical personnel to attend to the Bullet. Obviously, something is wrong with his shoulder, even he's sort of like paralyzed. And I don't know if his shoulder is out or if his arm is broken, but in either case, the Bullet is sort of a lame duck right now and is going to be laid up. I don't know for how long, but he's hurt at this point right now.
Sure, you weren't out here, but we saw a double shoulder breaker by Stubbs and White Boy.
Stubbs and White Boy obviously been planning this. Brad Armstrong was supposed to be here, but he has a flight cancellation in Miami, and if my flight experience serves me correctly, he's probably on Eastern Airlines. They'll cancel a flight at any given notice anyway. But if he was here, it may have been a different story. Looking at the match right now, we see the newly crowned CWF heavyweight champion, Tom Pritchard, in there against a man that's sort of a newcomer to the Continental Wrestling area, the Invader. And I don't know who this Invader is, but obviously he's got some expertise, because he's giving Tom Pritchard sort of a tough way to go right now. And you know, thinking back on Tom Pritchard being the CWF champion, I can't help but think that all summer long, when the Dirty White Boy and Tom Pritchard were engaged in one bitter feud, that the White Boy trained him, basically trained him to be tough and to be rough, and as a result, he came out on top in the Road to Birmingham tournament on October the 3rd, and is now the CWF heavyweight champion.
By that, are you saying that the credit goes to Tony Anthony on the big one?
Well, we got to give the devil his due.
If it had gone the other way, if Dirty White Boy had come out victorious, would he give the credit to Tom Pritchard?
Yes, I would.
It was a long, brutal feud running between these two, and you were in Birmingham, of course, the night of the tournament. You saw the expressions on the faces of the two when they walked out to the ring. Have you ever seen more of a solemn look on faces when they found out here they are after this long-running feud, they're going to face each other?
Yeah, well, these men, they have no love lost for each other. And a good hip toss by the Invader on the new CWF heavyweight champion, Tom Pritchard. Matches like this are nothing new to Pritchard. Like all summer long, White Boy and Tom Pritchard engaged in matches like this for not 5 minutes, 10 minutes. This is 30 and 40 minutes at a time. And any man who can stand in there under this kind of constant attack, you know, it builds character. They say the Marines build character. We get in the ring with a White Boy, get in the ring with Tom Pritchard, and there's some character-building matches.
The comments of Dirty Dutch Mantell. Hello to all the folks watching in Dothan, Alabama. Great wrestling action coming away tonight at the Houston County Farm Center. Of course, tomorrow night here in Montgomery, Alabama. On Monday night, we're in Birmingham, and Tuesday, Monroe, Louisiana. Look out. The Continental Wrestling Federation, it's on its way. And the Invader powers out against the CWF heavyweight champion, Dr. Tom Pritchard.
Well, I'll say one thing. This Invader's not backing off. He's not backing off on Pritchard. His reputation is not intimidating the Invader one bit. But we see at this point right here, Tom Pritchard, the CWF heavyweight wrestling champion, more or less controlling the match, though. Invader's taking it to him, and Pritchard's throwing it right back in his face. And he's going to find out to remain the CWF heavyweight champion, he's going to have a lot of challengers, and everybody's going to be gunning for him. He's like on top of a hill now, And everybody's trying to climb that ladder. Cross-body block on the Invader, not quite enough.
Not quite enough to put him away. The Invader back to his feet now. Collar and elbow back on the ropes. The Doctor takes him into the ring ropes. Good move by the
Left
Invader.
himself wide open.
Maybe the Doctor kind of underestimates the abilities of this Invader.
This Invader's aggressive. He's very aggressive. And if you want to win matches, sometimes you can be lax on ability and great on aggressiveness and come out on top, because it's your best defense is a good offense.
Certainly giving the Doctor good going here. In the,
Very good move. Very good move.
That might be it.
He got him. He got him.
The winner of the match.
And that's a good win for Tom Pritchard. That's a confidence builder. He needed this win.
Yes,
and I don't know who sent this Invader in here or whatever, but it was a good win for Tom Pritchard.
Tell you what we're going to do right now. We're going to take a look at the wrestling competition coming to your local area for 1 minute when we return. The finals of the Road to Birmingham. The Dr. Tom Pritchard against the Dirty White Boy in Balfour Auditorium. You stay with us.
The Continental Wrestling Federation.
October 3rd in Birmingham's Balfour Auditorium. And the main ingredients for the main event for the Road to Birmingham are the Dr. Tom Pritchard and Tony Anthony, the Dirty White Boy, special referee, the Tennessee stud, Ron Fuller. A night that will go down in the memory of Tom Pritchard forever.
I think so, Charlie, because the enthusiasm and the thing that everyone in the Southeast was talking about during the entire summer was the Road to Birmingham and who was going to come out with the gold, who was going to be the final man to walk out of that ring with that brand new, beautiful CWF Heavyweight Championship belt October 3rd in the Road to Birmingham. And it was ironic to me, I thought, that the man who I had been fighting all summer long and had some of the most toughest battles here in the CWF, the Dirty White Boy and myself, were two of the final combatants here in the Road to Birmingham at Boutwell Auditorium. And I got to tell you, I was very, very fortunate and very, very honored to walk out as the CWF Heavyweight Champion.
You and Tony Anthony both wrestled some 3 times on Monday night, October 3rd in Birmingham. And when it came down to the final two, I've never seen two more solemn looks on Tony Anthony's face and your face, finding out that here it was at the end, and there you face each other. But you had a man in the ring that kept order the whole time.
Well, I think so. I think Ron Fuller, being the referee in this match, was a very, very good choice on the part of the CWF, because they knew if they had, no matter who it was, no matter who the two finalists would be, they realized that Ron Fuller was a man that would get in there and make sure that nothing, and I mean nothing, was going to come between a new CWF champion, and that's exactly what happened. Tony Anthony and I have definitely had our battles. We've had our problems. Here's a man who put a noose around my neck and tried to hang me and tried to end my career. Here's a man who broke a beer bottle over my head and tried to put me out of the picture completely. But as you can see, October 3rd in Birmingham, Alabama, I did walk out as the CWF Heavyweight Champion, and everybody there in the Boutwell Auditorium was very, very, well, I was happy to see it anyway.
You've wrestled numerous times going with this main event, you and Tony Anthony, and in this particular match, we're talking about what we're seeing now is 20 to 25 minutes into the match. So it's been a long night for both men.
Most definitely. It was a grueling, grueling night. Everybody knew if you were going to come and win this Road to Birmingham, you had to be in the shape of your life, the shape of your career, and everybody had a part in it. As you're going to see in a minute, you're going to just see how much it did mean to everybody involved, especially Tony Anthony and Jerry Stubbs, who really wanted this belt as much as I did.
There you see Stubbs coming up to the side of the ring, and the referee takes care of Stubbs.
That's what I'm talking about. They knew if you needed a troubleshooting referee in there, they had the Tennessee stud, the one and only Tennessee stud, Ron Fuller, to take care of business. And you can see down here, Mystic, I had a friend watching my back the same way, because this CWF Championship meant a lot to me, and right there you can see why I did walk out with the gold belt.
After some 3 matches, a long night for the Dr. Tom Pritchard, but the prize at the end of the evening in Birmingham was the CWF Heavyweight Championship, and there you see, standing tall in the ring, the Continental Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Champion. He is from Houston, Texas, the Dr. Tom Pritchard. More great action coming up on the Continental Wrestling Federation, including with the Dr. Tom Pritchard. And we'll return after you watch this. now in the ring, the Rich cousins, Johnny and Davy. Bell sounds, we're ready for action. The Party Patrol, Rich cousins, Johnny and Davy, moving out against Grappler 2 and the Count on this edition of the CWF.
Yeah, we just updated a little bit on Bob Armstrong. The paramedics are back there with him right now, and he's checking him out. Well, as we go along, if we can get a report on it, some information on it, we'll be giving it to the people as we go along.
Thank you very much. Dutch Mantell side headlock by the Grappler 2 on Davy Rich. As Rich takes his man into those ring ropes, good shoulder smash by Grappler 2 coming off. And, up and over his man. Hip toss takedown. And Davy Rich comes out on top in that situation.
Well, the Riches know at this stage, not only their career, but this stage, you know, everything is relative. But they're hot on the trails of Stubbs and the White Boy, and they would like nothing more to take those tag titles away from them. Now, a win right now is just as important to the Rich boys as it was to Tom Pritchard in the last match. A win is very important here because nobody wants a loss on the record, especially when they're in title contention.
Right, and certainly they are running at the top of the list, or near the top of the list against White Boy and Stubbs right now. Tag is made with Johnny Rich. Both men take him in.
A double hip toss. Johnny and Davy Rich, if I'm correct, I looked at the national rankings, I think last week, and it changes every month. You know, some teams drop in, some teams drop out. But for the first time since they've been together, I think they've cracked the top 10. I think they came in the country now, and that takes in all the organizations and everybody. They came in at number 10, which is quite an accomplishment considering the caliber of wrestling that you see across, not only in the continental area, but all across the United States.
Great accomplishment indeed. I'd like to say a special hello, Dutch, to a lot of the folks watching up in East Tennessee this week on the CWF, and we're coming your way.
Coming to Knoxville on the 28th of October, a real big card signed, and it's going to be a big, big night of Continental Wrestling there at that Knoxville Civic Coliseum. We hope everybody comes out and enjoys themselves, and maybe you'll see the Rich boys there, and you'll see I'll be there, and it's going to be a big night.
And your partner will be there.
My partner?
Yeah.
Yes, he'll be there.
The one that sits in the corner, right?
He'll be there. My partner's always there.
Okay.
Shoe Baby is always with me.
Right.
You know, let's alert the fans right now. We have a new man in Continental Wrestling from Japan, and he comes in highly touted. We've never seen him before. His name is Mr. Chono. He's 6'3", weighs 235 pounds, and from what I understand, a very, very rough competitor.
Right.
Getting back to the match here, these Rich boys are dominating this match and controlling the Count and the Grappler. The Count, a new man we haven't seen in Continental, and the Grappler, of course, we've seen him before, and we know what kind of competitor he is. But this Grappler, you know, if you'll notice that the camera will ever get in close on that build-up shoe, you know, I'm sure he doesn't wear that just for the feel of it, just for the looks of it. He wears the build-up shoe, obviously for a reason.
I'd like to also say that coming up in action in this hour of the CWF, you'll be seeing Willie B. Hurt. Willie B. Hurt returns to action on the CWF later this hour. Go.
Back suplex there. Now, that'll take the wind out of you. That'll make you suck some air.
Will tend to slow you down somewhat. I'd like to say this, that coming up later on in today's edition of the CWF, you're going to be seeing the results. And we have edited this thing down as highly as we can. It's a bit on the, first of all, it's a controversial situation, and is a bit, if we could use the term, gory situation between Danny Davis and Ken Wayne, Road to Birmingham.
Later on the show, we'll let the people draw their own opinions on it. Davey Rich got a little trouble and made the tag, and that's another frequent flyer right there. A frequent flyer in the air. And Johnny Rich is taking advantage of the situation as it presented itself.
Right.
The mark of a good tag team, when an opportunity presents itself, you have to take advantage of it immediately, not 10 seconds later, not 5 seconds later, but you got to take advantage of it right then, or the time passes, your opponent regroups and regathers his strength.
Head first into the turnbuckle goes the Count as Johnny Rich takes him to the other side of the ring.
Where is the Grappler?
I don't know.
Did the Grappler leave the ring?
Where did the Grappler go? Did you see him?
I didn't see him leave. I must have been talking and trying to listen to what you were saying, but obviously he's not at ringside.
The Grappler
Unless he's hiding over there on the other side or something. But the count's on his own.
Oh. It's over. It is over. Your winners, the Rich cousins, Johnny and Davey. And unless I'm mistaken, as they said many nights of Elvis Presley, he has left the building, right?
Elvis, yes, the grappler, ladies and gentlemen, has left the building.
It just disappeared in the middle of the match. And we've got...
What started as a tag team more or less ended up in a handicap. And being the handicap, the count took the count for a 1-2-3, and he's still laying on the mat.
Your winner is, of course, the Rich cousins, Johnny and Davey. A lot of great action still to come on the CWF. Right now, let's check on wrestling in your local area.
The Continental Wrestling.
Now entering the ring from Chattanooga, Tennessee, it's Willie B. Hurt. All right, Willie B. moves out against Chuck Allen from Yazoo City, Mississippi.
Yazoo City, I think that's the home of Jerry Clower.
One and only.
He probably knows Jerry Clower. He probably knows the celebrity this Chuck Allen does. You know, not taking away from this match, but you know the count and the grappler, you know, sometimes if you think about their personal lives, I wonder if they married or whatever, you know what I mean? How many wives they have or whatever, you know, and how many divorces they have. You know, Mike Tyson's getting a divorce and everything. I was thinking about that. The only way I could get a divorce if my wife found a lawyer in the mall. That's the only way I think I could get a divorce, because that's where she spends most of her time. But getting back here to Willie B. Hurt and this Chuck Allen, 265 pounds from Yazoo City, Mississippi. Now, this Chuck is a little bit overweight, I'd say. He's carrying a little bit of extra poundage. And if anybody who's thinking about breaking into the field of professional wrestling, you're going to have to trim down and be in shape and be able to go.
Speaking of Mississippi, we'll be in Meridian on Wednesday night in Meridian, Mississippi, and we're going to be in Knoxville Friday the 28th. What a night that's going to be. And speaking of Knoxville, we have some comments from a man that for a long time has ruled the roost, so to speak, in Knoxville, Tennessee.
The Tennessee stud.
Ron Fuller.
This Friday night, Knoxville, Tennessee is a special night. It's a special night because it is the night of champions. There's a whole lot of champions on that card. The new Continental Wrestling Federation champion, Tom Pritchard's on that card. The Bullet's going to be seconded in his corner. His partner will be Brad Armstrong. I'm looking forward to that match. And then I'm certainly looking forward to defending the USA Heavyweight Championship in my hometown, Knoxville, Tennessee. The Tennessee stud will be there. He'll be defending this title, and it's going to be my distinct pleasure. I have defended the championship all over the United States, and this will be my first title defense in Knoxville itself, in the building in which I won this championship. And this Friday night in Knoxville, Ron Wright, I've got a little message for you. Your stomper could not get it done. Well, it's too bad that you bring in your dog, because I'm going to take a big bite out of him this Friday night in the Coliseum. I'm going to walk away the USA Heavyweight Champion, and you better be looking for a new man, Ron Wright. See you Friday.
Talking about K-Town, the Tennessee stud, Ron Fuller. Back to action on this match. Chuck Allen, as he takes on Chattanooga, Tennessee's Willie B. Hurt, and Willie B's giving him all he can.
Well, while the people listened to Ron Fuller, this Chuck Allen almost came out on the table on top of us, and I had to get up, and so did you, and we had to move because I didn't want this guy me sitting down here.
Two greasy spots.
Whoa! A big headbutt from Willie B. Hurt, and Chuck Allen is in serious, serious trouble.
And I would hate to be a greasy spot on the floor if that man fell out on the ring.
Oh, my goodness. Don't you know it?
The count begins. Oh! Good connection by Willie B.
Shot.
Snapmare takedown by Willie B. Hurt. Comes with the boots to the forehead. Scraping down the side of the head, and that's smart.
Ooh. Willie B. Hurt, a man who wrestled and played football at the University of Tennessee. The Moccasins in Chattanooga. And right there, he took him in a frontal suplex and just muscled him over. 265 pounds. And took him down to the mat. And he hit like a ton of bricks.
Now here we go, Willie B. Snapmare takedown on a big 265-pounder out of Yazoo City, Mississippi.
Yazoo City Flash. Yes, sir. And Willie B controlling the tempo of this one, as it should be, because Willie B is a seasoned veteran, a seasoned professional, and he knows. He steps in the ring seeing this Chuck Allen is a bit overweight, like I said, and he knows with just a period of time he's going to wear him down. And if he can get this man sucking wind, and Chuck Allen's mouth's open anyway, I think he's grabbing for some air.
And they continue. Chuck Allen continues to rake away at the eyes of Willie B. Hurts.
Well, Willie B put himself in a bad situation when he let his fingers get around the eye. And sometimes it doesn't take but just a little bit in that eye to sort of disable you.
Friday night, as we said, in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Oh, Friday night, a big night in Knoxville. Big night.
Thursday, Clark.
Uh-oh. Willie B might have him.
Whoa, neck breaker.
Neck breaker. Neck breaker. He spun him a good one.
This could be it. Willie B, though, picking his man back up, does not even attempt a pin here. And,
It's Flying Willie. This could be it. He hooked him.
It's over. Your winner of the match from Chattanooga, Tennessee, it's Willie B. Hurts. More great action coming up on the CWF when you watch this message about wrestling in your local area. Momentarily on the CWF, joining us at ringside, the unpredictable Mr. Martin.
Sorry, I'd like to say one thing. I'd like everybody to see my new man here, Mr. Chono. And I got one thing before he gets up and kills this new man I get up here. Okay? I got a good challenge here. I want to challenge Lord Humongous to a loser leave town match.
You are going to wrestle Humongous in loser leave town?
No.
I thought that's what you said.
Coquina.
Oh, Coquina. All right, that's a different story.
Okay. I want you gone, Lord Humongous. I want to be the manager who manages the biggest man in the CWF. Not taking nothing away from Coquina. He is a big man. But you're bigger, and I want you gone. If I can't have you, I want you gone. So I'll make it interesting. If he beats Coquina, which is very doubtful, I'll leave too.
That is an interesting challenge.
One more. If he does beat him, I'll give you this money. Charlie, I'll never be broke again. Saddle up, Lord Humongous. You're gone.
The comments of Mr. Martin. Let's go into the ring for our next event. Now in the ring from Tokyo, Japan, it's Mr. Chono. As he makes his debut in America, you see the Japanese photographers at ringside. They're from magazines in Japan covering the American debut, Dutch.
Mr. Chono, a man who is making his American wrestling debut in Montgomery, Alabama here, and if the camera can get on these photographers have flown all the way from Tokyo to cover his debut right here in America. And Mr. Martin has obviously got a pretty good find in this Mr. Chono. And is he from Osaka, Japan?
They say Tokyo,
Japan. Well, Tokyo, Japan, Osaka, Japan, 235 pounds. And this Mr. Chono is a tough cookie and no man to mess with.
You know, something about his training. Oh, look at that. Did you see that move?
Well, he doesn't mind taking a shortcut either.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Somewhere in his training, he was taught to go after it. The win is all that is important in this situation. And very aggressive at that.
Okay, a gut wrench knee drop. He gut wrenched him. This could be it right here.
Whoa, he pulled his man up. Larry Brock was about to go for the 3 count.
Well, what that's doing, Charlie, he's sending a signal now. He's sending a signal to all his opponents that are watching him that if he gets the upper hand, he could possibly be an injury there for him.
Chono really showing us some action in this match. Just a slap to the side of the face on the equalizer.
Now, in Japan, this would be considered a supreme insult to slap a man. He would lose face. And that turnbuckle right above us. This Mr. Chono certainly is making a good showing here in his debut.
And carrying on some conversation at ringside, Mr. Martin seems to have everything in control. Suplex. I mean,
stretch.
Abdominal stretch.
That's called a stretch, Charlie.
You're right, abdominal stretch, and this is a bit unusual, out of character from what we've seen so far, Dutch.
Well, he's got him weakened down now, and you see the way he's pulling that right arm back. This is why it's called a stretch hold, because you can actually stretch a muscle loose from the shoulder or the back or the arm.
Certainly, he is showing us that he will use the shortcut tactics whenever necessary, and then again, he's showing us another side that he has the capabilities of being a great competitor.
Well,
there's
no doubt he's a capable wrestler. Well, the equalizer, his first offensive move in a match. And he sort of opened up on him a little bit.
Chono taking a series of rights.
Whoa.
Nowhere. That one got him nowhere at all. Very ineffective. Martin
well, Mr. Martin certainly is happy about his new find.
Certainly ecstatic with what's happening in the ring right now as Chono comes down with that boot to the back of the head of the equalizer. Now takes his man into those ring ropes. Oh, did you see?
Whoa, a spinning leg whip. Woo. Spinning leg whip caught him flush in the mouth. A flush in the mouth. I wish we could do it. They'd run that back. I don't know if they can do that or not, or we got time for it, but
I'm certainly...
I think he knocked him out.
Show up, but I got a killer here, buddy.
That would happen. I would have to agree so far.
I think he's got some killer breath, too.
Yeah. Isn't that the truth? Here he goes. What is it?
Oh, wait a minute.
What is it?
Wait a minute. He's hooking it.
Shinonamaki?
A Shinonamaki.
What?
Direct pressure on the mastoid, I think.
That's a variation from what I'm accustomed to seeing, Dutch.
Well, it's there. He's hooked him with this. This can cause serious injury. This cuts off blood flow to the brain. And
it's over.
He got him. He went out. They put him out.
From Tokyo, Japan, your winner, Mr. Chono.
Oh, he's draping him with the Japanese flag.
That is an insult to the equalizer in this particular situation. Mr. Chono, your winner of the match. We've got more great action coming on the CWF. And Larry Brock, our ring official, trying to attend to Chono to see exactly what's... he can get the equalizer out of this hole. It's a variation of a Shinonamaki is what it was. It takes the fall, and your winner, of course, is Mr. Chono. And right now, I would like to ask a gentleman to step down to ringside. First of all, I'd like to say that a lot of great action coming up in the arenas. First of all, tonight in Dothan, what a lineup at the Houston County Farm Center tomorrow night here in Montgomery. A lot of great action coming Friday to Knoxville, Tennessee.
Knoxville, Tennessee, the 28th, and then Kingsport right after that. And right before that, I think Clark Range.
Clark Range. You've been to Clark Range before?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I've been there many times.
All right.
I got a grandmother lives there.
All right. We'll be back with more comments on the CWF.
The Continental Wrestling Federation, starting October the 29th, Kingsport, Tennessee.
And we have some videotape that we're going to go over with you concerning the match that took place in Birmingham, Alabama.
Only am I the U.S. Senior Heavyweight Champion. I'm also Danny Davis's worst nightmare. Isn't that right, Dutch? Yeah,
obviously.
You know, it took a few weeks for us to get the tape released, but I went out, I talked to promotion, I talked to everybody involved, and I said, I want to show everybody on television exactly what happened to Danny Davis. And now if they'll roll that tape, I think we need to see that, don't we?
Let's take a look at what did take place in Birmingham. It was the match to end the long-running bitter feud between Nightmares Danny Davis and Ken Wayne on Monday night, October 3rd in Birmingham's Balfour Auditorium. Hair versus hair. The reputation was on the line, and Mr. Ken Wayne, I must say, this match did not turn out exactly as the promotion was pleased with.
Well, I don't care what the promotion was pleased with. I went out and said I was going to cut Danny Davis's hair, and that's exactly what I did. And now as we pick up the action here a little later in the match, you notice Danny's bleeding like a stuck pig, isn't he? That's right, and guess who did it? Who else was in the ring besides Danny and the referee? Ken Wayne, that's right. Ken Wayne was doing this to him. I went out there to beat the man. He wanted to use fists, so what I did, I retaliated with fists also. Because I can wrestle, I can fight, I can do what I need to do to win. So I'm out there and I'm trying to beat Danny. I've beat him like beating a red-headed stepchild. And as you'll see here in a few minutes, you know, I took him down and I cut his hair like I said I was going to do.
The only thing the Continental Wrestling Federation had to do with this match in any way, shape, form, or fashion was that we made an agreement that if any outside interference came down, any wrestler came down to ringside to interfere in this match on your part or Danny's part, we would suspend them from the CWF, and that is all we had control over in this situation.
And I think it was pretty smart on my part letting that happen that way, don't you?
Well, now that we look at the way things turn out, yes, we can see what you had in mind the whole time as far as this match is concerned.
That's right. Well, you know, as you're getting ready to see right here coming up, I'm going to give Danny that patented leg drop off the top rope, which you know and everyone else knows no one has ever kicked out of. And I know I've got Danny beat here. I had several chances to beat him beforehand, but now we're about 30 minutes into the match. Ooh, and there it is. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful, Charlie?
It is very effective, I'll say that. It is a great maneuver on your part, and it certainly seems to have Danny Davis in a bad situation.
Well, that was the whole plan of it. See, I could have beat him much, much earlier than I have right here. But you see, I decided to add a little insult to injury is what I decided to do. So I'm telling Danny right here, how does it feel? Look up at your master, because see, I'm the one that's in the lead right now. I'm the one handling everything. I've got control of everything. I'm right here. Now I'm telling the referee, count the man out. I'm ready.
And Danny Davis did not see it that way. He powered out, hooked you. That's it.
And my shoulder,
he is
my
the winner of the
shoulder
match. Danny Davis is the winner.
Well, no, wait a minute. Now, you say he was the winner. That's right. He got the 3 count, even though it was a fast count, and my shoulder was up. You have to admit, if you watch it back in slow motion, you can tell that. But you're saying Danny Davis is the winner. Well, when this is all over and done with, I want you to see who was stretchered out, pal. I want you to notice who walked out of that ring of their own power. I'm going to tell you, before you can tell anybody, I'm going to tell you, it was Ken Wayne. I walked out of there. I said I was going to cut his hair. I cut his hair. I did what I said I was going to do, and that's about all there is to it, pal.
All right, there you see a very joyous Danny Davis in the ring. He has won the match, and at this particular point, he is ready to cut the hair of Ken Wayne.
That's right, he's ready, but you see, I wasn't quite ready.
What are you doing here? You're grabbing a Coke bottle that was at ringside.
Yeah, and I want to say this right now publicly on television. I don't know if it was one of the ring crew or one of the people at Battle Auditorium, but I want to thank them for leaving that Coke bottle underneath the ring. I really appreciate it.
It's certainly a disgusting situation, and there you see insult to injury takes place right here in the form of Ken Wayne bringing the Clippers into the ring. Danny Davis knocked out with that Coke bottle. Well, they say Dutch give the devil his due. And,
well, if you're trying to call me the devil, then you may do so. Because, you know, I said I was going to shave Danny Davis's head, and what did I do? I did it. It don't matter how I did it. The bottom line is I did it. When it was all over and done with, I was the only man walking out of that ring under my own power. That's right. Danny Davis couldn't do it. He had to be stretchered out. The referee had to have help going back. And you know what, pal? I'll prove the point, and the point is I am the nightmare. I am the man to beat. I am the man that everybody's talking about, and they're going to be talking about me for a long, long time. That's me, Ken Wayne, the U.S. Junior Heavyweight Champion.
More action on the CWF when we return.
Did you see that?
AT&T. Well, I just wanted to come back and tell them it's going to take a lot more than that to pull that bullet down there. They tried a cheap trick, and they popped that arm. But, brother, they ain't finished. I ain't finished with them either.
Wait a minute. The bullet takes after Jerry Stubbs, who was flying from the back of the building. Stubbs now being choked by the bullet. It's a dirty white boy, Tony Anthony, to the backside of the bullet. In the ring he goes, and here again, the bullet is caught in a bad situation. The bullet against the dirty white boy, Jerry Stubbs, Mr. Perfect, and the dirty white girl in the ring. And again, they catch the bullet by surprise, and again, there they are. They're working out that left arm. They're after the left arm and shoulder, the collarbone area of the dirty. Here comes Brad Armstrong. Brad Armstrong made it in. The plane is in, and so is Brad. Flying drop kicks going everywhere. Stubbs down. Back to Anthony again. Brad Armstrong is going wild.
Brad finally made it. He made it just in a nick of time. And he's a one-man wrecking crew right now. Here's Willie B. Hart. The ring's filling up.
Willie B. comes in. They're after Stubbs. They're after Anthony. And out goes Mr. Perfect and the dirty white boy. What up? Well, I tell you one thing.
They try to take advantage of him again.
Bad look on his face.
Oh. Well, I tell you, blood's thicker than water.
Yes, sir.
And Brad made it just in the nick of time. There's Tim Horner coming in.
Tim Horner coming in. Brad Armstrong in the ring, along with Willie B. Hurt. And, boy, I tell you what, if I could, I'd like to get a word with
Charlie Blood! Charlie Blood! Let me tell you something. We ain't gonna have none of this. We ain't gonna have. I'm gonna tell you what. That's the last damn time this is gonna happen to the Bullet. I'm gonna make you one promise. The Bullet has been with me through thick and thin. He's been there every time. And by gosh, I'm gonna be there every time for the Bullet. Whether it be tonight, whether it be tomorrow night, next week, next year, I don't care. When you see the Bullet, you're gonna see Brad Armstrong. All right there. Brad Armstrong, the Bullet, anytime you need Willie B. Hurt, all you got to do is call me.
All right, comments from Willie B. Brad Armstrong definitely here with the Bullet. And you can see they're attending to the Bullet in the ring right now. Dutch Mantell coming out to join us. And Dutch, what an hour this has been. I know next week on the program, those CWF Tag Team Championships will be on the line.
Yeah, the Stubbs and the White Boy, they're going to have to put up a shut-up next week. They're going to have to throw them on the line, and we're going to see exactly what they're made of. We know they're not pushovers or anything. We're going to see if the White Boy and Stubbs can back up what they practice.
And certainly we hope the Bullet is okay. They're attending to that arm now. Horner, Willie B. and Brad Armstrong is back in the CWF, like it or not. Dirty White Boy, like it or not, Jerry Stubbs, he's here, and you know what he can do.
That's right. I want to say one thing. We had a newcomer today, Mr. Chono, on the show.
Man.
And I think he's a man to be reckoned with. Brad Armstrong, of course, made it in just in the nick of time because they knew they had Barb Armstrong. The Bullet hurt. And I think they was trying to finish him off right here. And, you know, I'm glad the plane landed and he got here right on time. And good thing he did.
I tell you what, we've seen a great hour on the CWF, the return of Brad Armstrong. A lot of great things taking place next week. The tag titles on the line against the Lord Humongous and Tim Horner. What a matchup that will be for Stubbs and the White Boy. But if you want to really enjoy action, get down to your local arena and see the CWF live. We're coming to your hometown. Get down this week and enjoy the great matches. For Dutch Mantell, Charlie Platt saying so long from the Montgomery Civic Center.